Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, we kinda kicked a lot of butt. Took some names, made grass prettier, and unbanned some folks. Hey Guardians, come here often? You can't see it, but I'm totally doing a very alluring eyebrow wiggle, but in XO. It's fantastic. Anyway, it's our weekly chance at a TWAB-tastic good time, and maybe a few more hidden Easter eggs for those that like finding them in previous blog posts. But alongside bad jokes and cute secret messages, we actually do have real game things to discuss. We've got some ritual reputation changes, an HDR setting revamp, an update on Battleye, and absolutely nothing to do with Telesto. So without further ado, let's jump right into things. So starting with Ritual, Vanguard, and Crucible, oh my. We have more than a few interesting changes on the horizon, including updates for ritual reputations, trials, and those oddly satisfying Nightfalls. When reviewing player feedback, it was clear a few tweaks were necessary, including the evolution of Vanguard Ops. So we put on our big people pants and got to work. Here's where we are right now. So from the dev team, starting with ritual reputations. Looking at the data for Season 15, Guardians were approaching the new Vanguard ranks differently than what our models initially assumed. According to our findings, players were running more Vanguard strikes than anticipated and were optimizing for new activity streaks at a lower rate as well. We used this data from the Season of the Loss to adjust the model to be more accurate with actual behavior, and then retuned everything to bring the average game more in line with the Crucible. So for Season 16, expect increased Vanguard reputation on completion, activity streak amounts, Nightfall multipliers, and Nightfall completions quality bonuses. Vanguard reputation gain should be approximately twice as fast for most players, with the ability to optimize even faster by playing higher difficulty Nightfalls and utilizing the activity streak more. Similarly, Trials of Osiris was about 30% slower than anticipated while not having an accelerated gain when higher ranks are achieved. We also felt like we were not valuing winning rounds enough, especially players getting to 20 round wins and at 7 ticket wins. We have added a small amount of trial reputation at match end for every round won in that match, which increases based on how many ticket wins a player has. At the top end, each round won awards 21 reputation, up to 105 extra reputation a match. This ideally speeds up trials reputation gain by 50% or more for players who do not regularly reset their tickets in an attempt to go flawless. While we're not able to give an accelerated reputation gain for higher ranks in the Witch Queen for technical reasons, look for more news on that sometime later in the year. Also, here's a quick preview of a returning Trials reward for the next season. There's another weapon in the pipe, but we'll leave that to you to discover when Trials returns in the Witch Queen. Oh! Alright, so Summoner's back. They better have some potent rose, man. I want some new stuff too. So what about the things we aren't changing yet? We were happy with the speed of Crucible reputation gain, though we may look at this again alongside Iron Banner vendor changes in the future. Gambit reputation gain was about 30% slower than desired, but with Gambit revamp coming in the Witch Queen, we would like a full season to analyze playstyles and patterns before making any changes. More details on that coming in a future TWAB. Oh yeah, that's right. We hit you with that anticipation. Dude, this Gambit revamp thing is starting to make me nervous. Damn it, Bungie! We also are not currently making any changes to the activity streak system or the placement of the ritual weapon ornaments. We've heard your feedback on it and don't believe it is currently meeting our design goals. It is intended to feel like a nice bonus for dedicated players, but rarely feel critical. Right now, it can sometimes feel too punishing to leave a ritual playlist, but this is being partially driven by Gambit Vanguard reputations moving slower than intended, combined with ritual ornaments being on the second reset. We want to see how the tweaks to the Vanguard reputation change playstyles and hourly gain before we make any changes across the board. Lastly, we know how annoying it is not to remember which reputation bonus is active by Thursday, Friday, and so starting in the Witch Queen, when double ranks or rewards are active, those activities will have a modifier on the launch screen to remind you. Big things really do come in small packages. That's what she said. Or that's what he said. Vanguard Ops. As we discussed in an earlier TWAB, the Season 13 Battleground activities have been added to the Vanguard Strikes playlist, and this playlist has been renamed Vanguard Ops. As a reminder, the 4 new battlegrounds coming with the new season are Behemoth, Nessus, Oracle, Nessus, Hellstone, Europa, Foothold, Cosmodrome. The actual battleground activities are the direct launch, no champion versions of the battleground, as these match the length and difficulty of most of the strikes in the playlist. Any bounties, quests, triumphs, or challenges used to reference strikes now reference Vanguard Ops instead. How y'all feel about this name, guys? Vanguard Ops, right? Kinda dope? Nightfalls. We've been slowly iterating on the pressures and challenges challenges we apply at each of the Nightfall difficulty ranks. One big outlier was the strike-specific modifiers with damage boosts and other effects that enhanced boss attacks. While some of them were cool and fun, who doesn't like getting yeeted 5 miles by Sadia? They were generally inconsistent and were pushing tactical play more than intended build crafting. So we have removed these from Nightfall starting at hero. We also added a new style of burn called Cute, which will increase player damage taken from specific elements by 50% and increase player damage done by 25%. Most Nightfalls already had a 25% damage received modifier, so this will be an across the board increase of 25% in both directions for that element. Interesting. Alright, so you got the 25%, but then the increase of 50% being taken from a specific element. Now secondly, we are moving the seasonal strike modifiers that we introduced in Season 15 from the Vanguard playlist to Nightfalls. These are unique buffs and boosts that aid you if you lean into the combat themes of the season. So for Season 16, they are themed to the Glaive and Void usage. These rotate weekly and appear on all Hero, Legend, and Master Nightfalls. We look forward to your feedback on these as we continue to iterate. And there's a quick preview of some of the sweet loot that you'll be able to earn from Nightfalls next season. Look familiar? Okay, alright, I know it's not DFA, but we are getting Duty Bound back, and the sniper rifle Silicon Neuroma. I can't remember quite what its name was. I will tell you this, auto rifle, very good. Sniper rifle, one of the best. As long as they don't like jack up the zoom, that could be a top tier sniper for both PvE and for PvP. Now we also been iterating on how we communicate the shields present in a strike if match game is on. Like the Legend and Master Law sectors, all Nightfall activities now have a modifier that lists the shields being used. Excellent. Honestly, this saves so much time, right? Like at this point, I feel like I already know like what every Nightfall, what shields they have. But can you imagine getting toward like the end of a Nightfall and then somehow being surprised by an element that you and your fire team don't have? It happens. And it pretty much ruins the Nightfall, right? Now, Lost Sectors. When we introduced Legend and Master Law sectors in Beyond Light, we were forced to split the daily Legend and Master Law sector locations since there was no way to select difficulty within the public bubble. Thanks to some fresh technology built for the upcoming Witch Queen campaign, this limitation is now removed. There is now a single daily Lost sector, which has both Legend and Master difficulties available at the same time. Selectable at the entrance, both difficulties give the same exotic reward. Now for Crucible, while we don't have any specific changes to talk about with the Crucible or Iron Banner in this TWAB, we would like to address the longer respawn times we implemented in the 30th anniversary patch and then removed a few days ago. When we originally implemented this change, we were hoping it would spread out the pace of combat and reduce the number of times players spawned in and were immediately killed by the same super that had just wiped them out. Despite the initial intention, feedback was shown that this wasn't the best solution for the issues we were trying to solve. When we looked at the data, we saw unclear mixed messages, partially because we implemented the change at the same time as a large ability tunings and the start of the dawning. So kills per minute were slightly down in the modes with longer respawns. Team score delta went up a little, but we saw the same jump at the start of Season 15 and it eventually went away. This is likely a large player base coming in during the new content drop. Match duration went up slightly in Control and Iron Banner, but not in Clash. Inversely, Mercy rates are down in Control and Iron Banner, but up in Clash. The rate in which players quit went up slightly when these changes were introduced, but almost immediately came back down. In Control, 10% more games ended due to time. In Iron Banner, 5% more games ended due to time. But in Freelance Iron Banner, 5% less games ended due to time. When looking at both feedback and analytics and seeing little definitively positive, it was the obvious choice to revert Crucible respawns back to their original values. Personally, I like where we are now. The long respawn times, to me, just kind of fed into the death balling. So yeah, even though you didn't get met with the super, you were met with the whole team waiting on you. Now, HDR needs love too. You ain't lying. Destiny is a beautiful game, and we want our players to enjoy the majesty in all its glory. Our resident magical space wizards, aka the Destiny devs, have cooked up some amazing new solutions to take the adventure we love and make into even more stunning, thanks to some new updates to our high dynamic range implementation. Here's what you need to know about HDR changes launching next month with the Witch Queen. So for Windows 10 and up, windowed HDR is now supported. To use windowed HDR, players must have in-game HDR options enabled. Also, Windows 10 configured to have use HDR enabled for the specific display. When playing Destiny in window HDR, the game will automatically swap between HDR and SDR if the window moves to a display without HDR support. all players, SDR or HDR, that use software OBS on Windows 10 and up with window capture. Ensure the capture method is set to Windows graphic capture, or capturing will display a black screen. The bit setting will continue to work for previous versions of Windows. My thing with HDR is just the overall coloring for some reason just doesn't transfer correctly for both like my capture device and for OBS. Maybe it is a setting, and tweaking that might enable us to actually play the game in HDR. Now Windows 10 and up, window full screen should provide the same or better performance compared to exclusive full screen. Under the hood, Destiny now uses DXGI flip model on Windows 10 and up. Dig in and want to learn more? Check out more detailed information which can be found here. Screenshots are now supported when playing HDR on PC. Screenshots must be taken using the in-game screenshot feature. HDR screenshots will be tone mapped to SDR and saved as lossless PNG files. Display calibration improvements for all platforms. Players in HDR will see an updated calibration UI screen to adjust their settings. That does look good, man. Now, HDR calibration settings have been updated with friendlier functionality to accommodate the wide range of HDR display capabilities and viewing environments. SDR and HDR calibration settings are no longer stored account-wide, and old settings have been reset. Display calibration settings are now stored per platform: PC, Xbox, Xbox Series S and X, PS4, PS5, and Stadia. SDR brightness settings no longer affect the game when playing in HDR. Xbox players going through the new account boot flow will no longer be incorrectly shown the SDR calibration screen if HDR is active. Now, we need to talk about Bruno. No, wait, man. Dude, that's like my favorite movie right now. If you haven't watched Encanto, please watch it. The community team continues to grow into an even more awesome bunch of lovable nerds, and we are stoked to add yet another one to our ranks. We heard the LATAM community loud and clear about representation, and we honored that immediately through our Bungie bounties. Now, we're excited to add a new community manager to our ranks that hails from Spain. So we need to talk about Bruno. So let's do just that. So from Bruno, hola mundo, I'm Bruno, and I still can't believe I'm joining the Bungie community team as a new community manager for Southern Europe and Latin America. The world is filled with awesome and passionate guardians, and it will be my honor to serve you however you need. I know that there are a lot of players to meet and a lot of places to be, but if us hunters are known for something, it's for having allies in every corner and for always being on the go. So I'm ready for this mission. Now don't give me that look. I might main an Arc Strider, but I love my 3 guardian classes equally, and I'm always jumping between them and trying new strats while raiding or playing trials with friends. Using weird but effective builds is one of my favorite things to do in the game. I can't wait to experience all the incredible things that are coming to Destiny 2 along with you, both as an avid player and as your new community manager. If you're a content creator, a veteran clan leader, or a new light, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. I want to know what your guardian looks like and what you expect from me as a CM, what you think your local communities need, and of course, I want to hear all your ideas about how the game we love can keep getting better. Oh, and memes. Send them my way too. Nos vemos por la tour. Guardians. Dude, I just killed that. I don't speak Spanish, but I love that his name is Bruno. Let's go, baby. Now, it's like the band hammer, only not. Security updates. We've been experimenting with anti-cheat measures through the years, and more tinkering is on the way. Because this is all super complicated and very precise, we have an incredible secure team here to lay out what's been going on with some player bans and what's next on the docket for Battleye. So from the team, regular reviews of our processes, technology solutions, and community feedback are key elements to Bungie's approach to security for its games. Today, we are taking another step into our ongoing security journey at Bungie. With the launch of Season 15, the Bungie product security organizations began utilizing the Battleye security suite. We are pleased to say that the security system has provided us with a monumental leap forward in our ability to monitor attacks that threaten Destiny's operations and the player experience. It effectively prevents many actions from those who attempt to harm Bungie's goal of building a community around our games that we can all be proud of. Its success protecting Destiny 2 has allowed us to safely review technologies and practices that were previously deemed too risky to the product and our players. In December 2021, we began a survey of risky behaviors that we felt were mitigated by Battleye. Based on the review, we've identified 68 players that were banned in association with the use of Process Hacker since August 2021. Of those, 61 players were identified as having no other indicators that they were attempting to attack Destiny 2. These players were unbanned as of January the 24th. We expect this will not be the last time we unban players who were previously banned for security concerns. However, our efforts to review and improve our product security practices and methods means the unbans will be the result of disciplined investigation and our ever-evolving understanding of the risk to Bungie, Destiny 1 and 2, and ultimately to our players. The process will take time, and we thank you for your patience as we work to improve our games and your experience with them. Signed, Program Manager, Bungie Product Security. You know, I know it sucks that people get banned unnecessarily. At the same time though, it's for the greater good, right? Fellas, just 6 months ago, we were dealing with cheaters every single game in all parts of Destiny. I think we just forget like how bad it actually was. And I gotta say, man, the integrity of Destiny has been more than restored with the inclusion of Battleye and whatever other system they may have in place. But luckily, those guys got unbanned. Now, the rewards that you need to claim before February the 22nd. Players should claim the following rewards before the Witch Queen launches on February 22nd. Otherwise, they will be lost. Bungie rewards, Season Pass items, Shaq's Crucible rewards, Drifter Gambit rewards, Zavala Vanguard rewards, Season Vendors rewards, Gunsmith reputation items, and seasonal seals and rewards. Certain seasonal seal and title triumphs and rewards require multiple weeks to fully complete. So players who want to obtain those rewards should begin the process of unlocking them this week. By the way, guys, again, loot warning. We've already made a video on it. It's not like end of the world, but they are going away. Exotics, destinations, etc. Now, as an outro here, we're less than a month away from the launch of the Witch Queen and showing Miss Savathun who is boss. The excitement is real, and the team can't wait to hear your thoughts on what's coming in hot. For those that may need a little refresher, feel free to mosey on over to our product page centered around the next expansion to make sure you're all caught up and ready to rock. Buckle up, kids. We're going on an adventure. Stay tuned, and in the meantime, stay fresh and be kind. See you soon. I should go hippie. Alright, fellas, that is your TWAB today. I know not a lot of sandbox changes, but again, things that matter, right? Especially in regards to like reputation gains, some sneak peeks at loot. By the way, if I sound different today, I am on my travel mic. I just came out of eye surgery, so I'm going to be away for the next few days, but Luke, Mop, they'll have everything covered here on the channel. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.